Hello everyone, it's kicking off from where we left last episode, so we'll get straight into it. Enjoy! Catch that. We've got another purchase to make in the form of our flipper tank. Just going to overtake you there. And that just there is, for those that haven't played this map, I'd recommend it as well, by the way. There's a brilliant map. I think Dairy, I believe. No, it's a different map. The fact of the sheer number of fields that it has, and again, you start off not owning any of them, and you start off with a lot of equipment and multiple, three, four different farms you can use. I'm not actually going to be using any of those. They've done a great job of modelling the farms, don't get me wrong. They're great little farms, you know, you've got sort of more open ones and some nice little tight quarter ones, which are just up here at the end of this road. That's where that green shed is straight ahead. So there's some really great options there when it comes to that sort of thing. I just want to sort of build one from scratch, so to speak. And the costs and all those sorts of bits and pieces that come along with it. Now you do have access to the pigs straight away at pretty much every single one of these farms, and there's silos there and all the rest. So those animals are sort of right to use straight off the bat. Again, I won't be sort of doing that. Everything that I do sort of do with this game will have to be paid for one way or the other. And it's amazing how quickly funds can get away from you as well. And the time we're all finished, we'll be left with not nearly as much as we start with. I mean, we've already dropped a few 100,000, as you can see. We still need to buy more balers and what have you, but that'll come in short order. Now we need animals and aquatrans 72,000S. 7,400S. Upgrades, nice and straightforward, and that is all we need from here today. Obviously later on we'll get ourselves a cultivator and other bits and pieces, but we don't need those until sort of the next season around. Just like we don't need a tipper for a while and all the rest. So as we go, we'll buy the necessary equipment. That'll probably be next episode. We'll look at doing some baling, bits and pieces like that. Jump on our JCB fast track. He's dreaming if he's going to reverse straight into that. We'll just go into here. As we go, as we need the required equipment. Otherwise, it'll just be an entire episode of just simply grabbing equipment. And that'll be it. The next episode will just be entirely one thing as well, but as we go along, we can sort of do a bit of a mix, as it were. Purchases and using said equipment, so there you go. But at least we've got all the equipment at this stage we need to get started. Obviously we can't do seeding yet with the season's not installed, where ground temperature is at 4 degrees. We need 5 at the least for certain crop types. Probably do some wheat, canola. I do really want to do potatoes, potty potatoes later on. I've never done the potatoes in any of the farming simulators, I guess. Don't know how many of them had potatoes, but anyway, certainly 17. I have not. So that'll be really good. That's a very specific bit of equipment that you can only do potatoes with, so I've decided not to start off with that because, well, that's therefore the only crop type you'll be doing. So I thought, well, we'll go with the standard sort of, cereal crops and such equipment, canolas and wheats and so on, etc. Just stick with that, and later on we can introduce potatoes, probably when we've got some bigger fields as well. Feels like that just there. So that should be right. Yep. Put some hazards on. For some reason I thought you could have both indicators on at the same time. Or was I mistaken? Anyway. just get pulled over to the side of the road. Obviously the tractor on the side of the road here is pretty hard to miss. Big yellow thing. Beacon flashing. But anyway. People have crashed into stuff that's even more obvious. Okay. I've certainly crashed into them. Well, at least in the game anyway. Not in real life, thankfully. Touch wood. Okay. A lot of things. We are ready to rock and roll. So, get ourselves sorted here with some animals. Probably going for around about 24 sheep. Not going to worry about getting a trailer for them. Because it's just, yeah, 24. Sounds good. It's a nice straightforward number. Don't want to spend any more than that anyway. Because, we're talking, 113,000. So you can see the fee for transportation is such as 4,800 to buy a trailer. I don't know, it's 16,000. So you really need to be dealing with huge numbers of animals. So, maybe when we've got a huge stack and we're selling animals, maybe. I don't know. We'd look at it then perhaps, but outside of that, no. 24 is good. Nice, easy number to deal with. We'll go off that. So 113,279. And there we go. So still gives us 483,000 left. I've got 24 sheep. Do you want much more if we go to 30? Yeah, alright, we'll start off with that. Gives us that nice round number. So bear in mind we still need to buy fields, we still need to buy harvester. There's a lot. So we don't want to overdo it. Anywho, first things first, let's get ourselves sorted with some water. Fill that up. We should now have animals, sheep. Cleanliness 100%, of course. There's no food for them to make a mess of. So 30, and I think due to the season, they only produce wool at certain times of the year. So the sheep just ran under. Well, now I'm down to 29 sheep. Right underneath my trailer. Sheep aren't the brightest of animals. I was saying earlier about livestock on the roads. 3 times now, 3 separate occasions. I've genuinely had to herd sheep off the road, either on the way home from work or on the way home or the way into work. Drive through hilly territory in a 100k zone. So there's that thing I was talking about. So purchase water, fuel, $5 per day and $5,000, but I don't. Yeah, this is more involved. I can't remember what button combinations, so sorry about that. Which we'll get rid of that as well. So we want to, we'll just, we'll just do that. So that should be filling up. There we go. While that's filling up, we'll just go and open up this door because, the sheep shouldn't be able to get into here anyway, so we can just leave that open just to make it easier. But yeah, one time I think I was coming home, S-bend, trees either side, 100 k's. I was doing a little bit less than that because through that set stretch of road I tend to drive that way because there's kangaroos and such that, you see all the time there. 3 days, alright. So yeah, I was going a little bit slow and all that, and I left the gate open. Come around the corner, there's these sheep in the middle of the road. Farmer with an automatic gate anyway. He'd obviously gone out, and the automatic gate had not closed behind him. And I then obviously had to go past them because I was going too fast to just simply slam on the brakes, detach. Went further up the road, turned around, came back and sort of parked across part of the driveway, sort of act as a bit of a herd, sort of to funnel, if you will, funnel them back into this guy's property, and then I sort of went further down the road and started sort of ushering these sheep back in there. That was interesting. I'd sort of not just get them off the road, and this guy on a motorbike came flying around the corner. I don't know what would have happened if he had been a little bit, what am I looking for, that one? Been a little bit earlier. He might have been perfectly fine, it may not have been, I really don't know, but it was just, you know, you're on a motorbike, there's nowhere to go off on that road. If you lose it, you're going to hit a tree. Or something, you know. There was a fair, not a fair amount of traffic, but at least sort of a car a minute, give or take. Obviously enough of them were sort of slowing down, that it wasn't too dangerous, and I obviously wasn't going on the road. But anyway, long story short, I managed to get all the sheep back in there, minus sort of one that was a little bit difficult. Didn't get him in there in the end, but for some reason that particular sheep just wanted to then follow me. Every time I tried to go, so that anyway, I finally managed to sort of scare it down further, just, you know, do a little more rah-rah thing and arms up in the air, and sort of, you know, he got the gist, and I just kept on pretty much herding it down into the field, deeper in, until it sort of pretty much forgot about the fact that it could leave. Again, not the smartest animals. How's that? Yeah, 2,000, that's fine. So that should do us for the moment. And as production started, well, it will do. Now they've got everything they need, we should be right. And that was a little bit too much gusto. Anyway, so yeah, got these things down there. Obviously, being an electric gate, there wasn't much I could do. I'm sure it probably had some sort of manual override on the thing. I don't really know, but I didn't want to go messing with someone's gate. So I went to go, and I'm presuming the person wasn't home, but I still went down to sort of the house to try and find the person that owned the place. Obviously, I presume they weren't there, but anyway, halfway down I heard a gun go off, and sort of went, oh, I'm sure that didn't sound like it was on this farm, but nonetheless, you know, yeah, if someone's shooting around here, and if this is their property and the person is home and they didn't realise their sort of fence had gone off and they're shooting, and they presume no one's here, well, yeah. Yeah, if they're using a high caliber rifle or something like that and it goes right through their target, if they're shooting rabbits or something like that, well then, yeah, good night. And I'm not going to risk that for someone else's sort of, you know. Anyway, as I was walking back up, and as I made that decision to leave, plus I didn't know if I had dogs either, walking back up the hill, turned out it was the neighbour that was shooting. I couldn't sort of hail him for where I was, but I saw him with a rifle, and I presumed he was sort of obviously just shooting at rabbits. Popped next door, and I walked down the road, and yes, turns out exactly, well, drove down the road, sorry, turned out exactly that's the case. Let him know, and he called his neighbour, or tried to, and went from there. Anywho, long story short, sheep were all good, and when I went past the next morning, obviously the gate was all closed, and no issues. Well, that was one time. There was a few other times anyway, but, well, you know, that's a story for another day. Okay, so, wandering around aimlessly here, but I want to get that field just there, because the proximity is great. Plus, that's where I actually want to expand the farmyard to, because this is a good sized shed. And the yard here has, yay, whoa, woohoo, boop, 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 has enough storage for most things. We can fit everything in here for the moment that we need, just as long as we park it right and we're not silly. And yeah, just there. But we will need silos, and silos in here would just not work. We don't need silos for a little while, obviously. So that's not too drastic at the moment. So, as we don't have a ute, we'll get one of those down the track, because, well, they're just handy for loading up, I don't know, say your wool and other bits and pieces that you might have a cart and just get it from A to B. Actually, that's about it, really. What about you? But if I was, I'll just drive my tractor to the shops. A place like this. Oh, that's highly impractical. Yeah, maybe that's just because I enjoy sort of driving this compared to sort of something else. Anywho, so this is what we want. Zulzurf Guffin, 52,842 from Eric Roberts. That sounds distinctly un-German. that we will buy. Oh, look at that. Magically turned into something. Don't know what that is. Anywho, one other field that I really want to get as well. I'll probably end up ploughing it out, and where am I? I've lost myself. Okay, it's field 39. I obviously do need a grass field as well, because we're going to need to, well, get some grass to sort the sheep out. So I might suss out the price quickly on field 29. That's a very square sort of field. Sorry about that, old chap. Field 39 is quite nice. Probably plough that. It's odd that you can't buy this field just here. Don't know. Whoa! Yeah. Too busy looking at fields instead of driving. Again, we're doing well here. 2 for 2. I don't know why you can't buy that one, but seemingly you can't, at least not that I know of. Whether or not it's part of this, I don't honestly know. I've never tried to place anything on it, but either way, we'll leave it, or we could. I'll try placing something on it. Unless you can just place something anywhere, but or actually I'll try working it. There we go, that'll tell me. Now what did I say? Field 29, didn't I? Which I've gone straight past, which is over here. Is that it? Yeah, this is it. 40,000. 29. That could be a good grass field for us. I think this is going to be more than I want to spend. Yes, it is. Let's say I'm 436, so yeah. It's a good sized field and everything. Right. Well, either way, we want at least 2 fields to put a crop into. Probably 1 field. Doesn't need to be extremely big to just to mow. So field 10 or even field 3 over here. It's a fair way from the farm, but I'd rather buy in around here. Alright, so what have we come to with this again? It was 40,000. I think the other one just here that I really want to get, 39, is that one. I think we can afford it. It'll bring us down to about 2 something. 50,000 for the silo, so I think all in all, we should be left with a little bit of money. Worst case, we'll have to get a small loan. Yeah. No, that'll be enough to bail, I'm sure. At this point, we're not going to need a great deal of, well, grass. And we'll come back to that later. You don't need it right now. Let's skip around here. As I do want to see whether or not I'll allow us to work this field just here, because that'll tell me whether or not I can, because I don't know how the placeables work. Maybe you can place placeables anywhere, regardless of if you own the land or not. So, we'll grab our plough. I suppose we can easily test the whole place of this thing, can't we? Well, either way, we need to grab this, so let's just grab it. I probably should have purchased the weight. I don't know, we'll see how we go. So this button here, and placeables. Also, I just want to replace it on something that I don't own. So this is, we've got the Lizard Farm silo system just here. Okay, so there we go. That's it'll let me place. Okay, so whatever is mine, yes. whatever is sort of council land, if you will. Yes. So I don't know how. I mean, to me it'd make sense that it'd be part of the farm. Actually, if it is, it'd be really good, because that's certainly where I could set up the farm. But again, let me just see what happens if I lay a plough to it. So that'd be perfect. It would make sense to be part of that property, but in one note it sort of wouldn't either. But let's just go with it being part of it, because that it's not perfectly flat, but it's not bad. It'll certainly do the job. So we want 19. Yep, okay, it's going to let us plough. Fantastic. We'll fence it all off, and we're going to claim it. We've laid our plough. It is ours. Excellent. Well, that's really good, because what I was going to actually do, that'll work really well for us, was turn half of this field just here into the yard. I mean, it's a little bit flatter, if you will, towards the back corner as well, but that field should work really well for us. It might be, because I do want to at some point, wrong button again, place balls, do want to place in our pellet hall, which will happen later on. Obviously that's very expensive, along with all the equipment to make that work as well. By the time you tally it all up, you've really got, well, that's 400,000, up to 280, and you're gonna, you know, well, yeah, it's 280. So it gets expensive quick, real quick. But anyway, what we're going to do here, we will get our plough stuck into this. What I might do, for the sake of it, is get 19, there we go, on the static side. Get do ourselves a little time lapse here of field ploughing, and we will see you on the other side of that. But you have to just do a pure ploughing episode, because, well, we're going to have one other field that still needs to be ploughed after this, which is that one just there, directly in front of us. And of course, that's presently all grass, but I want to use that as a field. Obviously, it's oddly shaped, so it's going to have to be all done manually. There won't be any sort of using a hired worker with that one. That's fine. But anywho, I'll time lapse this, because it's going to take a while with this size plough. And we'll see you on the other side of it. Truth be told, ploughing is probably about my least favourite job in this game. I don't know why. I don't mind cultivating as much, yet it's not that much different, but I think it comes down to the sheer width of what you can get for ploughs, particularly at this sort of tractor horsepower. It just takes so long, and, you know, to me is John does fit. You know, hey, it's fine. It is what it is. So what I'm doing is squaring off this patch just here, and I'm going to see if I can be cheeky, and actually I'll just do this. I'm going to see if I can be cheeky and just get the worker into here, and if that'll work. But obviously I need there's that fence there, a good size headland on it, just to allow that turning space. Just, there we go. One more run. This one just here should just be enough. I could be wrong. But we'll see how it works anyway. I don't know. It might be okay. While that's going on, I'll be just go and check on the sheep. Hopefully this all sort of sorts itself out. Might just sort of cut scene back to it. Okay, the looks of things, our workers done a good job here. This strip just here was missed for whatever reason, but that's fine by me. Because at the end of the day, there's a lot less to do than had to be done before. It's great. Just leaves me these few little bits and pieces to tidy up and plough. One of the probably few times that I guess at this stage I'll be using a worker. It's, yeah, like I said, plowing. One of my least favourite jobs. It'll be different when I've got sort of bigger equipment for big plough later on. Of course, it'll be bigger field, so it's all relative. But yeah, just with the plough this size, I don't know. Anyway, you get the gist. Whatever. Certainly got an element of fun to it. I'm sure some people will probably enjoy this particular task. Hey, where are you going? Try that again. We are going to have to miss a little bit there somewhere, I'm sure. But are we managing to? No, there it is. Yeah, obviously a lot of people end up doing this in real life. But that's just one of those jobs where you just kind of accept the fact that it takes time. I'm sure we all have those particular jobs where it just simply takes time. I know I certainly do. Your life at home, just the nature of it. Such is life. That's fine. Okay, so we'll, for the sake of people and the fact that I've only got a small plough here, I'll time lapse the rest of this ploughing and we go from there. To do, and that is us. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed, and we will see you next time.